Imagine moving into a new home, hoping for a fresh start, only to find yourself living in what the police, doctors, and even a priest would call a portal to hell. This isn't the plot of a horror movie. This is the terrifying true story of Latoya Ammons and the house on Carolina Street. In November 2011, Latoya Ammons, her mother Rosa, and her 3 young children moved into a small rental house in Gary, Indiana. It was supposed to be a quiet, normal life. But within weeks, something sinister began to stir. It started small, almost dismissible. Swarms of large black flies would suddenly infest their porch in the dead of winter, only to vanish as quickly as they appeared. Then came the sounds. Heavy footsteps creaking up the basement stairs when no one was down there, and the unsettling feeling of not being alone. Wet, muddy footprints would materialize out of nowhere on the living room floor, leading from the door and disappearing into thin air. Soon, the strange occurrences escalated, focusing on Latoya's children. Their personalities would shift in an instant. The kids, aged 7, 9, and 12, would speak in deep, guttural voices that didn't belong to them. Their eyes would bulge, and they'd flash sinister, evil smiles. During these episodes, they became unnaturally strong and violent. One night, Latoya's mother, Rosa, was praying in the basement when she heard her 12-year-old daughter screaming from upstairs. Rushing to the bedroom, she was met with a sight that defied all logic. The girl was levitating, floating unconscious above her bed. The family was terrified. They reached out for help, and a local clairvoyant who visited the house delivered a chilling verdict. The home was infested with more than 200 demons. The family's cries for help eventually reached the Department of Child Services, or DCS. They were skeptical, assuming it was a case of mental health issues or abuse. A family case manager, Valerie Washington, was assigned to the Ammons. During a home visit in April 2012, she brought a registered nurse, Willie Lee Walker, to conduct an evaluation. They were about to witness something that would make them believers. While talking with Latoya and Rosa, the 7-year-old and 9-year-old boys went into a bedroom. Suddenly, terrifying growls and screams echoed from the room. When the adults entered, the boys were behaving erratically. Then, the unbelievable happened. The 9-year-old boy's eyes rolled back in his head, he flashed a creepy grin, and began to walk backward, up the wall, do a flip over his grandmother, and land perfectly on his feet. He never let go of his grandmother's hand. Both Valerie Washington and Willie Lee Walker saw it. They fled the house in terror. In her official report to DCS, a shaken Valerie Washington wrote that she believed an evil influence was at play. The police were called next. Gary Police Captain Charles Austin, a 36-year veteran of the force, was a hardened skeptic. He'd seen it all and didn't believe in ghosts. But his visit to 3860 Carolina Street would change his mind forever. He interviewed the family and took pictures of the home. Later, when he reviewed the audio recording of his interview, he heard a faint, disembodied voice whispering, "Hey," in the background. His car radio malfunctioned wildly on his way home, and strangest of all, the driver's seat in his personal car started moving back and forth on its own, as if someone, or something, was adjusting it. Captain Austin later admitted, "I am a believer." Other officers who visited the house reported similar strange equipment malfunctions and eerie feelings. The evidence was piling up, and it was becoming clear this was no ordinary case. Fearing for the children's safety, the Department of Child Services took them into custody. The boys were taken to a hospital for a psychiatric evaluation. Dr. Jeffrey Onyukwu, the examining physician, initially diagnosed the mother, Latoya, with delusional disorder. But his medical opinion began to waver after hospital staff reported witnessing the boy's bizarre behavior firsthand. One nurse saw the 9-year-old boy speaking in a demonic voice and walking on the ceiling. Another staff member was allegedly thrown against a wall by an unseen force while interacting with him. The doctor's official report noted the boys exhibited delusional and hallucinating behaviors. But the events were so strange and witnessed by so many that a purely medical explanation felt incomplete. Desperate, Latoya turned to the one place she hadn't yet gone: the church. Father Michael Maginot, a Catholic priest from a nearby parish, was initially reluctant. He was trained to be skeptical of demonic claims. But after interviewing Latoya and reviewing the official police and DCS reports, he became convinced that the family was under a genuine demonic attack. He agreed to perform an exorcism. Over the course of 2012, Father Maginot performed 3 separate rites of exorcism on Latoya. 2 were in English, but the final, most intense one was performed in Latin. During the rites, he described the house growing unnaturally cold and saw strange, oily liquid seeping from the blinds. He felt he was in a battle for her very soul. By late 2012, after the exorcisms and months of psychological and spiritual turmoil, the paranormal activity finally began to subside. Latoya regained custody of her children, and the family immediately moved out of the Gary house, relocating to Indianapolis to start a new life, far away from Carolina Street. The demon house, as it came to be known, was now empty. But its story was far from over. The house was eventually purchased by paranormal investigator Zach Bagans, the host of the popular show Ghost Adventures. Bagans was fascinated by the sheer volume of official documentation supporting the haunting. He filmed a documentary, Demon House, inside the property, where he and his crew claimed to experience terrifying paranormal activity. He even brought a bulldozer to excavate under the house, searching for a physical source of the evil. In 2016, feeling the house was a dangerously active portal, Bagans made a dramatic decision. He had the entire structure demolished, destroying it completely in an attempt to close the gateway for good. Of course, a story this incredible is bound to have its skeptics. Psychologists who reviewed the case files pointed out that the children often acted out their possessed behaviors only when their mother or grandmother was present, suggesting they might have been coached or were reacting to a stressful family environment. The landlord, Charles Reed, stated that neither he nor any tenants before or after the Ammons family ever reported a single strange occurrence in the house. Was it a case of mass hysteria? A desperate cry for help? Or was it all a highly elaborate hoax, perhaps for media attention? Today, the Ammons haunting case remains one of the most compelling and controversial paranormal events in modern American history. With sworn testimony from police officers, Child Protective Services caseworkers, nurses, and a priest, it's difficult to dismiss it all as fantasy. The events were so terrifying and well documented that they inspired the 2024 Netflix film, The Deliverance, directed by Lee Daniels. Whether it was a shared delusion, a sophisticated hoax, or a genuine battle with over 200 demons, the story of what happened in that small house in Gary, Indiana, serves as a chilling reminder that some things in this world may never be fully explained. What do you think really happened on Carolina Street? Let me know your theories down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this dive into the unknown, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more terrifying true stories. Stay safe out there.